Hey there guys, bringing you another support video. Today I'm going to be playing Pyke. This is usually the build for it that I tried doing, but I think the only modification change that I made this time is that I actually started using the new item, the Serpent thing, if I'm correct, that's what it's called. But anyways, let's hop onto the gameplay. So it's interesting, what you got to remember with Pyke. He's one of the squishiest supports out there, but his utility can be really massive. He usually has a big impact on team fights. But at the same time, we always have to pick a team fight where a team composition where somebody else is the front line, not you. Other than that, you're really not going to have fun. Anywho, let's start the game. Right at the beginning, I was actually trying to hook that vein, but I missed my hook. The minion got in the way. Typically what I do with this is that I try to go for the item that gives me a little bit more health. Remember, your objective is to try and last hit minions. Because the item, as a support player, what it does is that it gives gold to your ADC. And you get to build up that item. So it's increasing in its utility. Once it's maxed out, the best thing about it is that it has an insane amount of cooldown on your active items. So you'll see later when it comes to the gameplays. Or if it was another game that I did it. But anyway. So, remember, always try to land your hooks. When possible, use your teleport. The only thing I would say when it comes to using the teleport, the way that I just did it right now, is that you have to be extremely careful, because once you use it that way, you have no escape route, especially when you're just level 2. So, in this case, I wasn't punished for it. I did another hook, and we killed Soraka. If anything, you always have to look out for whatever support builds. They completely depend on healing. As you can see, a Vayne, a Yone, a Soraka, heck even Lee, they completely usually depend on healing. So personally for me, I'm first going to get my first item, and then later on I'm actually going to get anti-heals. Helps my team, and it also makes it easier for executing them and killing them. But yeah, this match was actually a very fun match. We played a couple friends of mine. And as we were trying to get to Grandmaster now at this point, it gets here harder and harder, as you can tell. And I don't know what the experience is for everybody else. Alright, as you can see right here, this Lee Sin's trying to steal some jungle. And we try to punish him for it. The only unfortunate thing here that I was so sad about is that two of my, or one of them actually, or both of them died. Because I didn't have my ultimate to execute him because they're all low health. So, remember, first ability is the one that if possible, I try to max out, either first or second. Because the cooldown on the hook as well as the cooldown on the third ability is super helpful to get away. I usually don't max out my second because usually I use it either for moving from different areas for the speed boost. But at the same time, even if you're trying to escape, they sometimes do see you if they're close enough, so it doesn't make sense to level it up. So, remember, always last hit minions whenever possible. I think in this match, I don't know if it was this one or another one. Maybe I'll upload the next one as well. I was actually having a blast with Pyke. Pyke is really fun, to be honest with you, as a support here. And when you're tired, no shade to the ADC or other players, but when you're tired of your team not one finishing everybody else, that's where Pyke comes along. It's just fun to be that execution, so to speak. So in this case, Soraka, she's trying to be as aggressive as possible, which is good. She's trying to support. The only concern that I have about it is that obviously if she uses her third, she has no escape route, because that's her main silence. I'm trying to look for a play here whenever possible. Anyways, just wanted to see how's everybody doing today. I haven't uploaded it in a while, unfortunately. Gotta get back on it and work on it. But still playing. As you can see, trying to get as good as possible. This is on the latest patch, the one that just came out, where they made some changes on Mundo, some changes on Nunu. So it can be was becoming a little bit more useful. Anyways, so far right now I'm really not rotating because my team as it stands right now they're doing well on their own. There is that option to do so, especially with Pyke. That's another thing you have to consider when it comes to your support role. When possible, obviously not leave your ally, but if you're doing pretty solid, there's no reason why you shouldn't help on other lines. All right, so there's a rotation here. We killed the Soraka. Remember the hooks whenever they try to run away. Hooks are so important, so make sure you practice on landing them because you can still be useful with all the other abilities, but just like any ability in the game, if you miss out on hooks, which stuns them and pulls them towards your team, then obviously you're not doing the most useful that you can be for your team. So we forward splashed on Lee. Trying to push us here. And then I decide to be a little bit more aggressive. I think at this point I almost got killed, but this person chased so much. Bam! The execution. Don't chase a Pyke. My brother said don't chase me. In that situation, always remember, the ultimate ability in Pyke is that if someone assists with the kill, they also get part of the gold. And I was very lucky I was able to save my Ashkami right there. Unfortunately, that Ezreal didn't have a full item build because that actually would have killed me because he landed a great shot on me. I have to be more careful as a note to myself. So yeah, the ultimate, if you kill someone and someone else assisted with it, they get part of the gold as well. And it resets. That's obviously the main key, that ability resets whenever they're below a certain percentage. So rotating to the fight. Obviously we're falling behind. Soraka got killed. I feel so bad for the support. Talking from one support player to another. But positioning is key, especially when it comes to that. And I missed my hook. So depressing. As you can see with my emote, I was upset about it. Anyways, paying attention to the map, joining in team fights whenever possible, and boom, executed. Everyone gets gold for their efforts. Once more, another execution. I will say the only time that Pyke really doesn't synergize with doing executions would obviously be with the Draven. Because the Draven gets so much more gold if he's the one that last hits. Especially with his passive. Like here I was just trying to distract him, get him out of the way, force them to actually push back. So that works. So now rotate back, hold back to Soraka, stun her, no healing, boom. Another one gone. Trying to be as annoying as possible, hold the lead. Even if we don't get the kill, it's always good to put him in a situation where, simply put, they have to back up. They have a choice to either die or actually help in the fight. In this case, they were forced to back up. So that eliminates one person to the fight. So, next up. We rotated here, try to always keep an eye out for support. Tried to land the hook, I missed it. And I think at this point, if I'm correct, my ADC, even if it was in a group, I think he was having connection issues. And fortunately with Pyke's one of those characters that he can still manage without it, but it's not the best case scenario because one, remember, that first item that I got only levels up if I'm last hitting a minion and I have an ally where that gold has to go to. Other than that, I make that ability or that item take longer for it to fully level up. And that's not what we want. Because it doesn't help me with my stasis. With that insane cooldown. Anyways, my ADC is out of commission, so we just focus on doing what we can in the meantime with everybody else. I think at this point, let me see, did I even land this hook? I don't think I landed it. See? Now he has anti-heals, he doesn't know what to do. Oh, I remember what we did here. So here's what you gotta do when possible. coordinate with your allies so that way they serve as bait. And then boom, kill them. Although the Gwen finished them, it is what it is. They need the gold more than I do. Tried running on the fight, the Lee tried to get away, stunned them, boom. Execution. So yeah, Pyke is fun. He is one of those characters. But at this point, it was helpful that the Gwen, even if it's not my ADC, at least somebody's there so that way I can last hit minions. My ally is the one who gets the gold, and I get my item buff. And I was so upset here. Oh my gosh, I really wanted it. I'm not gonna lie, guys. I really wanted it, but it was a dumb play for me, especially with the Vayne that's fed. And on top of that, I gave her a shutdown because my bounty was pretty high at that point. So, you're not a one-man army, unfortunately, especially not against the Vayne. I think that was more of like my mistake, thinking that I could do it. So that was my own fault. And on top of that, one possible try not to get shutdowns to enemies that are more than capable of carrying a team fight. Anyways, ADC is still out of commission. We're rotating to Dragon. I think at this point, what did I get? I got the anti-heals. I got that. Still got my... I think I'm working towards my stasis, or I already got it. Sorry, the screen I'm in right now, I'm not able to see it. Alright, so Yone tried to dive us. He actually ran away. In this Vayne once again. I tried to help, but I played that awful. We all got eliminated. And our ADC guys back. That's the thing about playing with friends. You just can't help but just cry in pain by yourself. Because they're your friends. They're great players, but sometimes connection issues happen. I get it. So here's the thing, what you guys have to remember when it comes to towers. It's great that you're making an effort to defend it when possible, do so. Turret lost. But at the same time, realize that you're worth more alive. Because now that you're dead, especially if you're one of the main damage dealers, if you're dead, you're not helpful to the team fight. So, my comrade here there decided to die for a turret. They still got the turret and they got killed. Landed this hook. We all finished her off. Great. Poor Soraka. That's, my friends, is what I call bullying. Nah, I'm just playing. Good positioning. You gotta position yourself, especially if you're that kind of a squishy character. That's a hard fact for me as well. I don't know. So here's the thing when it comes to Pyke. His main, obviously, being armor penetration, which is great. It synergizes with so many items. Synergizes with items that do anti-heal. Synergizes with items that do anti-shield. So you always gotta look for what the situation is. At that point, the Yone decided to not make the smartest of plays. That's what got him killed. And then we just rotate to another. I think at this point it was the... Okay, so we rotated Nate at this point. Remember, always try to be helpful. Executing the lead. He's low enough. Boom. Everyone gets gold as well as me getting gold. In that case, I wasn't able to fully execute the Soraka, but at the same time it was helpful because it still did damage and I teleported to her. So that's the thing about the ultimate. So, try to hard focus here. So in this case, what I did, I used my stasis and I burned her. Executed her regardless. And run away. No need to keep fighting. Just in case. If I still wanted to be part of the team fight, I think I did at that point. Let me see, what did I go for? I think I went for the item that makes you get armor as well as like absorb more damage. Then if you kill people, then it gets cauterized. That works very well, especially with Pyke's ultimate. All right, back in action. At that point, I have quick mana regen as well as a bit of a buff and damage because I executed one of them. But I promise you, this team, they adapted well. They almost made that comeback. You'll see it in the gameplay. Anyways, rotate into jungle. Always keeping my eye out on the map. And this lead tried to gank me. Didn't work out for him. So the main reason why I'm always in lane is because I still haven't been able to fully build up my other item. Fortunately, one of my allies did die. So that's the thing about Pyke. Like, he's very squishy. He's not designed to be the main damage dealer. So, got them low. Execute one. Rotate out. Another one got killed. And I remember at this point I wanted it. I was looking for that Vayne and I couldn't find her. It is what it is. Because I had my ultimate in. But if she healed at some point, then most likely I was just going to be another casualty. Anyways. Trying to get... I forgot the names of these. Is it Rift Herald? I think that's what it is. By all means. When it comes to the names, I try to remember them. So at this point, Executor did some damage there. And just in case we try to get away, that's why I teleported out and used stasis. I think in that situation, I wasted stasis. It wasn't necessary. But I was honestly like that Vayne was at some point pretty fed. Like dangerously fed. So I just let it rock. But remember, whenever you help, I think it's when you help an execution or actually kill, it makes a significant cooldown on your active items. So stasis being one of those items, which is great for Pyke, because when you're in stasis, it just gives you enough time to get your cooldowns back in action. So rotating there, the minion got in the way. Rotating to the team. I was very fortunate that my jungle, solid jungle by the way, I appreciate playing with him. He's usually very helpful. So pulled him. Yone wasn't able to do anything. Turret went out. Started to push. And try whenever you do. Oh, it's Baron Nashor. That's what it is. Excuse me. Not Rift Herald. Rift Herald is what's before. It's the Baron Nashor. Try and push lanes as much as possible, especially with Pyke. He's able to get it really quick. Because a buff, that way you buff your minions. And they just have more health and do more damage. But yeah. Love playing as support. If you guys have any suggestions, questions, what do you want to see for next gameplay as a support player, by all means, feel free to do so. It's my main role. I love playing support. The only depressing part is when you sometimes are not the main person to carry these matches. Anyways, okay, another team fight comes along. Vayne with her stun. Missed my hook. Decided to just back up. Trying to see if we can help with this team fight. And I actually stunned Yone right when he came back. That was some crazy timing. Shoot Yone. Okay, forward, up, and I thought I could execute him. So instead, there's I forced ult. And I just dipped. There's no reason to continue fighting. So here's the interesting thing. I could have gone to help the Ashkan. I'm not going to lie to you. That was one option. But the rest of the team died. And I think my mind process in this situation was like, okay, if I stick around and I try to help with that fight, and I die, and we lose the fight, then it's just going to be significantly harder, if any. Most likely they could actually win it if they really wanted to. So unfortunately, the sacrifice went to my Ashkan. He's the one who took the hit for us. At this point, I have to figure out how in the world am I going to defend this. The Ezreal teleported, and I forced them to actually back off. So here's the thing. Once again, your role, when possible, if you can't kill them, force them to back up. Because if they back up, they're not able to proceed with finishing off. So once I did that, it gives enough time for my teammates to actually return. So, seeing what we can do, hook the Vayne, then we all focus her. Soraka died because of it, because of bad positioning of the Vayne as well. Teammates still got executed though. Executed the Vayne. So I used my stasis. Here's the thing about this lead. He chased me. He really wanted my opponent. He got it. I'm not gonna lie to you. He got it. But the rest of my teammates were able to clear it. So it worked out. It worked out to the best. But yeah, I remember in this match, my main focus was how can I disturb the Vayne as much as possible. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got resurrected because of Ashkon's passive. Anyways, how can I disturb the ADC? Because clearly our enemy ADC was doing a little bit more work than our ally ADC. And it worked out. So, next up, we focused on the Elder Dragon. So the Elder Dragon, the way I see it with Elder Dragon is similar to almost how my ultimate works. When the enemy has low health, they get executed. So, possible. Tried to execute the Yone. They didn't work out. The Soraka got hit. I used my stasis because I'm low on health. Oh, now I remember this play. I wanted it. I really wanted it. And his auto ability just chased me. I was so upset. Oh, yeah. But it is what it is. Once again, I forced the support and the Ezreal to the focus be somewhere else, so I forced them back, and the rest of my team was able to secure Elder Dragon. Then they were able to get a very nice there. There we go. They got it one more time. Executed the Lee, then executed the Ezreal. Let's see. I don't know if anything else happens at this point. Well, gameplay. Yeah. Then finishing off over there. Always put the pressure. What do you guys think of the latest patch update? I personally think it's a little bit more balanced, but I can understand. I can understand from the other sides for people that are still upset. I still hate playing against a Master Yi, no matter what patch version it is, because somehow he manages to just execute as well. But that's beside the story. I don't think they made any balance changes to him.
Enemy turret destroyed.
I think when it comes to explaining, those are other people that are a little bit more capable than me to explain. I'm just capable of surviving in these matches, to be honest with you. Alright, so keeping an eye out. We did poke the Vayne. So the cool thing about it, remember, the ultimate, even if someone kills them before you do, that means I also get part of that gold if it's within the X. The timing has to be precise, so I'm not gonna lie to you. But everyone gets gold, everyone benefits from it. So best to execute them, obviously. But even if someone else finishes it in time before you do, then it is what it is. Finish the match.
Victory!
Let's check some stats. It was a nice, very nice gameplay. I got ahead of my team. Assists and kills. There it is. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Questions, leave them down. Bye-bye now. Take care.